Less than 4 weeks to day 365 and all is well. What's up, my movers and shakers? Famous Ashley Grant here. Welcome to More Movement, Please, the podcast where I hope to inspire you to move your body more. So if you are new to this podcast and you have no idea what I'm talking about with this whole day 365 thing, kind of wanted to clue you in as to what the heck I'm talking about. On July 14th, 2025, my instructor, Rhonda Goode, shook me up. She basically said to me that exercise was a choice and that everybody had the same number of hours in a day and that it was a choice whether you chose to move your body or not. And that wasn't the exact quote. I'm definitely paraphrasing here, but her talking to me the way that she did, she had talked to me that way many times, several times. But for some reason, in that moment, when she said what she said, it shook me up to my core. And the interesting thing was, at the time, I was starting to have some physical issues. I was having some health problems, and some family members were also having health problems. And for some reason, it was like the perfect storm. When she said what she said, I was like bound and determined that I was going to be serious about putting in more movement. And so I had cracked a joke to her that maybe I would surprise her and do, 20 some odd hours with her that during that week, because the woman is a beast. I mean, I've talked about Rhonda many times on this podcast. She is a beast, and she teaches an ungodly number of hours of classes each week. And I think at the time she was teaching around, I want to say either 22 or 24 hours a week. I don't really remember the exact number, but I had said that I was going to just show up to all her classes. And she basically said to me that I couldn't do it. She told me that she didn't think I could make it. She wouldn't recommend it. And I was like, okay, bet, let's do this. And I decided that I was going to show up to all her classes that day, that particular Monday. And so I did. That morning I had done 2 of her classes, and then I came back and I did her evening classes as well. And it hurt. Oh man, y'all, it hurt. But then the next day she was covering Pilates for another instructor. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go try this out too. And I did. And I stuck around for it. And then I stuck around for her second class, which was low impact cardio and toning. And at the time, she was also teaching cardio drumming, which was the third class of the day. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to stick around. I'm going to do that one too. And I told her that I was going to come back that night. And I did. And then I just kept going that week. It got to a point that I just became absolutely addicted. I think that first week I did 19 hours, 19 classes with her. And by the end of it, I was absolutely fatigued, but at the same time, it had lit a fire under me. It got me so excited about moving my body. It got me so excited about the possibilities. And at some point throughout the week, I just kept saying, more movement, please. I don't even remember how many times I said it, but I was just like, yeah, more movement, please. Let's go. And so I did it again the next week. I didn't do as many hours, but I did go back the next week and I did do a lot of hours with her. And it got to a point where I was becoming addicted to working out. And I remember how much pain I was in. And I had said to Rhonda, I was like, how much do I have to work out so that it doesn't hurt this bad anymore? And she had made a joke that if I just, did 3 full weeks with her, that I'd completely forget about how much pain I was in, which was not true. But I guess that glimmer of hope that I had that it wouldn't hurt so much, I decided to just keep going. And so I kept going and I kept showing up and I kept saying, more movement, please. And at some point I decided, okay, I need to start recording what's going on as I'm doing all these workouts. And it began on Instagram. I started sharing every single day what I was doing, how I was working out. I was basically doing an accountability check-in, not just with other people, but mainly for myself. I was doing it publicly because I knew if I kept doing it publicly, I'd be more likely to show up. Then came day 100. When day 100 hit, I started really recording everything I was going through. I did an article on Medium saying the lessons that I'd learned over the last 100 days. And I announced this podcast. I said that I was going to be doing a podcast about my experience trying to finally get fit in my 40s. And that's exactly what I did. I launched the podcast and I didn't really tell anybody about it except for that article. I mean, yeah, I had, started recording it and started putting out episodes and everything, but I didn't go ham with telling everyone about it until I interviewed Rhonda Goode. And when I got to interview her, that's when I knew I had no choice. I had to put it out there. I had to go big and tell everyone and their brother about my pod because I knew that this was special. I knew that this podcast was more than a thing about me. It was not just about, an audio diary of what I've been going through. It's become a movement of movement. That's the whole reason that I actually launched a Patreon. You can go to famousashleygrant.com/group and you'll learn everything you need to know about how you can join and all the good things. But basically, from the beginning, whenever I decided to launch this podcast, I knew I wanted it to be more than just audio. Knew that I wanted it to be more than just me talking about my journey. I wanted it to be sharing other people's journeys as well and sharing, all the good stuff, all the instruction that people had been bestowing upon me. I wanted to share everything that I'm learning so that I can keep things going and keep inspiring people to move their bodies more. Since the time that we have launched this podcast, we have not gotten nearly as many downloads as I hoped we would, but some amazing things have happened. I've inspired people to go to the gym, and I've even had people come up to me and tell me that because of this podcast, they are working out. And that's all I need, y'all. I need to know that people are working out because of this show and because of this movement. And that's also why we launched the Patreon, is because I want this to grow even bigger. And I'm just excited about it. And so I've been celebrating every single milestone obnoxiously because I want this to keep being a big thing in my life. And I want to keep sharing with other people what it's like to try to get fit in your 40s. And wherever you are on your fitness journey right now, I want you to know it's not too late. If you're still breathing, you can still move. And I want you to move. And so day 365 is the celebration of actually surviving 365 days of finally putting in the effort. I've been calling it maximum effort because the truth is I was dabbling in fitness and trying to work out, but I didn't get serious until that week of July 14th. So July 13th is a Monday, and that is day 365 of my maximum effort celebration. That's what it's all about. That's what I keep saying and talking about as I'm alluding to it in the past several episodes. And by the time you guys listen to this one, I'm much closer to day 365 than I was. And I'm so thrilled that you're here. I'm so thrilled that so many of you have reached out to me and told me that you're working out because of me. And I just want more movement, please. Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my journey with me, and join the Patreon. Go over to famousashleygrant.com/group and I will share all the things. And I just can't wait to talk to you guys more. So onwards and upwards, my friends. Have you worked out today?